it says, let me go with verse 38. There were the names of the leaders of Simeon, wealthy clans, who traveled to the region of Gedor in the east part of the valley, seeking pasture land for their flocks. They found lush pasture there, and the land was quiet and peaceable. The land was quiet and peaceable. One more time. The land was quiet and peaceable. Some of Ham's descendants had been living in the region. Ham, the black people of Gedor. Ham.
Are we sure about that, guy? Are we sure that all black people come from Ham? Are we sure about that? See, this is what I mean when I say that these fools actually think they know what they're talking about when they bash the Bible, but they don't. They only go on by what Europeans and Christian pastors and all these other denominations have taught them. They're not going by the actual truth. They're going by what people have taught them. They don't go by what's actually in the book, what history has said. So, here we go.
Black people. But during the king of Hezekiah of Judah, the leader of Simeon invaded it and completely destroyed the homes of the descendants of Ham and of the Mennonites. They were killed, everyone who lived there, and took the land for themselves because they wanted its good pasture for their flocks. Now, how could God of the Bible, our loving God, tell his people to go to this place of Ham, Gedor? And he said, and they observed that the people was quiet and the people was peaceable.
Now this clown right here has no idea what he's talking about when it comes to scripture. See that ankh around his neck, that Egyptian ankh around his neck? That clown has no idea what he's talking about. And when you wear those ankhs, you take on those demons. When you wear those idols, you take on those demons that are associated with them, whether if it's a cross, a ankh, a hexagram, a pentagram, etc., etc. You got this clown over here who thinks he's an Egyptian, and he's just bashing the Bible and has no understanding. But let's go to the scriptures that he was talking about. 1 Chronicles chapter 4, verse 41. Here we go. Well, 39. And they went to the entrance of Gedor, even unto the east side of the valley, to seek pasture for their flocks. And they found fat pasturing good, and the land was wide and quiet and peaceable, for they of Ham dwelt there of old. So this is the land. This was originally the land of Ham. This is the land of blacks. This is the land of Africa. So this is Africa that they're going to, which we already know the Middle East is just Africa. But here we go. And these written by name came in the days of Hezekiah, king of Judah, and smote their tents and their habitations that were found there, and destroyed them utterly unto this day, and dwelt there in their rooms, because there was pasture for their flocks. Let's go. What is commanded in Torah to do with these Hamites, these Hamite nations that the Most High don't want in the land? What was commanded? Let's go to Deuteronomy 7. What does the Most High do? What does he do? And keep in mind, just because the land is quiet and peaceable does not mean that the Most High is pleased. Let's get that. When Yahudah thy Elohim shall bring thee into the land whither thou goest to possess it, and hath cast out many nations before thee, the Hittites, the Girgashites, and the Amorites, and the Canaanites, and the Perizzites, and the Hivites, and the Jebusites, 7 nations greater and mightier than thou. And when Yahudah Elohim shall deliver them before thee, thou shalt smite them and utterly destroy them. Thou shalt make no covenant with them, nor show mercy unto them. That was commanded by the Most High Yah to destroy these African nations, no matter what's going on. You know why? Let's go to verse 4. For they will turn away thy son from following me, and they may serve other gods. And so will the anger of Yahuwah be kindled against you and destroy thee suddenly. But thus shall ye deal with them. Ye shall destroy their altars, and break their images, and cut down their groves, and burn their graven images with fire. He's supposed to destroy their idols. Let's go to verse 25 and 26. Here we go. And he shall deliver their kings into thine hand, and thou shalt be, Salakia, 25. The graven images of their gods shall ye burn with fire. Thou shalt not desire silver or gold that is on them, nor take it unto thee, lest thou be snared therein. But look, this is what this clown is doing exactly what the Most High told him not to do, wearing that Egyptian ankh. Granted, we left Egypt with Egyptian jewelry, but we ain't leaving no damn ankhs. Let's do it again. Let's read this. That is on them, nor take it unto thee, lest thou be snared therein. He's being snared therein. He's being judged as we speak. For it is an abomination to Yahuwah thy Elohim. Neither shalt thou bring an abomination into thine house. But this clown right here, he's doing that right here, bringing that abomination into the house, his house. But thou shalt utterly detest it, and thou shalt utterly abhor it, for it is a cursed thing. It's a cursed thing. See, I told you, when you wear those kind of things, you take on the curses behind them. When you wear those crosses, you take on the curses behind those crosses. That is a ancient European witchcraft tactic, and Romans used to crucify Israelites every day on those crosses. Hexagrams dealing with Hindu and Assyrian and Ethiopian and all these other heathen nations, man. Then you got the Ankh dealing with the Egyptians and whatnot. So, you know what I'm saying? It's ridiculous how these clowns really think they know what they're talking about with this Bible. Not with this Bible, but with the book, our holy manuscript. It's ridiculous, man. All right, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises to the Most High Elohim in the name of his only begotten Son, Yahushua HaMashiach, who the word ignorantly called Jesus Christ. This is the young Hebrew by the name of Shamar Yahudah, a.k.a. Slim with the Jew. And today's lesson will be part 12 of many videos of the Debunking Dummy Doctrine series. And yes, this will be part 12. I've been gone for a little minute. It's been about 3 or 4, 5 months. But it took me a while to get all these scriptures together for this lesson. You know, and in between that time, I've been on social media posting comedy. I've been posting truth, mainly on Instagram, because that's where I'm mainly at. I apologize for the long wait, family. I know y'all been waiting. And I also been working on music too. But going back to what I was saying, the doctrine that I'm going to touch on today, or the topic I'm going to touch on today, is it's just a matter of reading and accepting truth, and a matter of really decolonizing your mind from the colonization that it has been put on you. Like, you know, you got to decolonize from the decolonization, because in truth, everybody knows when you come into the truth, you know, one of the first things you've been come across are these One West camps. Some of y'all may have been fortunate not to have come across them, but I came across them. My rib came across them, and a lot of other people that I've came in contact with, or I contact on the regular, they have came across them at first. And one thing that they have taught us is that the Most High hates Africans, or the Most High hated Africa, or he just plain out just hates Hamites, and the Promised Land ain't in Africa. Yet, geographically speaking, historically speaking, and biblically speaking, that is so untrue. And the spirit that they're coming in is really the spirit of the anti-Mashiach, the Antichrist, the anti-savior of the blacks. And the camps have really done a number on our people, especially 85% of the Hebrew Israelite community, and got them thinking that the Most High hates Africa, and really he hates dark skin, because now they're even trying to teach that Samson was a Latino. They're even trying to teach that Judah, some of them you even got these heathens coming out saying Judah wasn't black. You know what I'm saying? And this is what these Negroes who want to keep these heathens in these camps have caused. And this is the doctrine of the Antichrist, because let's go to the book of 2 John chapter 1 verse 9. Let's get it. Whosoever transgresseth, they're adding and taking away from the word. That's a transgression of the law. And they're also spewing hatred towards the true children of Israel. That's also a transgression of the word of Yah. and abideth not. And the reason why I say this is because they're barking up against the natural branches, Romans. And abideth not in the doctrine of Christ. A lot of them have literally blasphemed. They're saying that some of the apostles are bugged out. They're saying that the letters of Paul are not true. They're also saying that Messiah's words ain't true. You got non-messianic heathens who think they Israelites talking about you non-messianic from the tribe of Ephraim and you Puerto Rican. That's bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be a little raunchy tonight, but that's bullshit. Shoot. And the doctrine of Mashiach hath not Elohim. So they don't even have Elohim. You know what I'm saying? They add and taken away from the word. They don't even have Elohim. They want to say that these scriptures that point to the skin color of the Jews, specifically Mashiach, point to him being black. They're saying, oh, this is a metaphor, or it's not his color, or his skin color doesn't matter. You even have some coon as Israelites that want to come in my inbox on Instagram. Oh, his color doesn't matter. Oh, it doesn't really matter what he looked like, yada, yada, etc. You know what I'm saying? The Most High is going to get you. And he's going to smite you, and he's going to kick you out of the truth because you're bugging out. You sound just like those Negroes who defend our oppressor and their lies. Let's get that. He that abideth in the doctrine of Mashiach. This is what we're doing. This is what I do. This is what Brother Will, son of YAH, Brother Dante Fortson, all these other brothers and sisters that have really pushing this truth sincerely. We're abiding in the doctrine of Mashiach. He hath both the Father and the Son. We both have the Father. We all have the Father and the Son. And we're all teaching that the true Israelites are black. We're all teaching more than just that. We're teaching the commandments. We're teaching about spiritual warfare. We're teaching about how to duck and dodge deceivers. We're teaching everything from Genesis to Revelation and all the apocryphal books in between. And the reason why I say that 2 John 1:9 is also referring to those who have a problem with who the true children of Israel are is because of this. They don't have Elohim. Let's get the book of 3 John, chapter 1, verse 2. I mean, chapter, I think it's, 3 John, I believe it's chapter 1. I think this is what it is. Or is it? No. 1 John, chapter 3. Salakia. Here we go. Behold, what manner of love the Father hath bestowed upon us, that we should be called the sons of Elohim. Therefore the world knoweth us not, because it knew not him, because it knew him not. So the world don't know who the true Jews are because they don't know the Most High. If you really are in tune with the Most High, you wouldn't have no problem admitting that the Jews are all Negroes, or that the Jews are Negroes, period. You wouldn't have a problem with letting go of that 12 tribes chart. But instead you do because you want to sleep with these heathens, brothers in these camps. You want to continue to be on the dick of these heathen dudes, sisters in them camps, and even some people outside of the camps pushing that 12 tribes chart. It's ridiculous, man. Here we go, beloved. Now we are the sons of Elohim, and it doth not yet appear what we shall be. But we know that when he shall appear, we shall be like him, for we shall see him as he is. What's understood don't have to be explained. But we're made in his image. And if we're made in his image and he's a black man, what color do you think his chosen people are? Black. So-called black. They're melanated, Negro-looking people. For all you people that want to play semantics. So they don't have the heart of Christ. And even people in the world dealing with Africa, they hate Africa. I don't want to go back there. This and that. Things 5 months behind. Just all kinds of ridiculous excuses on why they have a hatred towards the continent that the Most High. He really couldn't have done it without Africa. You know what I'm saying? It's just simple as that. There's actually a book by Brother Dante Fortson called "It Couldn't Have Been Done by Africa." He broke it down to a science. And to keep it real with you, I have that book. You know what I'm saying? And I've used that as a source to prove a lot of things, and it's true. He couldn't have done it without Africa, man. You know what I'm saying? He scattered his people deeper into Africa. YAH, I'm talking about YAH, Elohim, Son, Yahushua HaMashiach. You know what I'm saying? The promised land is in Africa. It was also African-controlled territory. The first established kingdom was in Africa. So I just don't understand how can people actually believe that the Most High hated Africa. But let's get these notes out so we can begin teaching. Y'all excuse me if I sound a little stuffy. I'm just getting over a cold. But wait, before we start these scriptures, let's pray. Father Elohim, Son Yahushua, in the name of Yahushua HaMashiach, your only begotten Son, I ask you, Father, that these people who are listening to this video, that they be edified, that they understand, and if any of them are in these camps, I pray that they all let go of these camps. I ask you, Father, that those who may have had this mindset that you hated our Kebulon, that you hated the dark continent, I ask you, Father, that they let go of those lies out of their heart. And I ask you, Father, that they become more spiritually equipped and that they keep going in this walk, those who are sincere. I ask you this humbly in your son Yahushua, HaMashiach, your only begotten son's name. Hallelujah. So be it. All right, let's begin. All right. If the Most High hated Africa, why would he place the people in Africa? Let's get it. Genesis chapter 2, verse 7 through 8. And Yahuwah Elohim formed man of the dust of the ground, and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and the man became a living soul. And Yahuwah Elohim planted a garden eastward in Eden. There he put the man whom he had formed. And out of the ground made Yahuwah Elohim to grow every tree that is pleasant to the sight and good for food. The tree of life also in the midst of the garden, and the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. And the river went out of Eden to water the garden. From thence it was parted and became into 4 heads. The name of the first is Pison, that is, which compasseth the whole land of Havilah, where there is gold. And the gold of that land is good, and there is bedulium in the onyx stone. And the name of the second river is Gihon. The name is the same, is it that compasseth the whole land of Ethiopia. And the name of the third river is Hiddekel, that is it which goeth toward the land east of Assyria. And the fourth river is Euphrates. And Yahuwah Elohim took the man and put him into the garden of Eden to dress it and to keep it. So let's get a little bit of history. Let's go to Harry H. Johnson and Negro in the New World. Let's see what did this region of people look like to begin with. What did the people in this region look like to begin with? So we can gather all this together. Hold on, y'all give me a second. And by the way, the Most High separated light from darkness, and he also said, out of darkness let there be light. So what color was Yah? Black. And what color was Adam and Eve? Black. History also proves that. I'll get that too. But let's get this right quick. The Negro in the New World by Harry H. Johnston. The Elamites of Mesopotamia appear to have been a Negro people with kinky hair, and to have transmitted this racial type to the Jews and the Syrians. There is a curliness of the hair together with a Negro eye and full lips in a portraiture of Assyria, which conveys the evident Negro element in Babylon. Quite probably, Shalakia. But there's that. So in that region, this is where life started according to scripture. Now let's look at this map. Let's see what this map looks like. Hold on, y'all, give me a second, y'all. This is pre-recorded, but at the same time, you all are going to see everything that I'm talking about on this screen. Now give me a second. Here we go. So you guys see this map right here. You see all the way up here, Ham is highlighted red. And then you have the Captorpheme and the Philistines right here. You have Egypt right there. Ham and Cush, that's all Ham. Then you have in the land of Havilah, you have Shem and Ham. Interesting. Then you also have Dedan, which is the land of Ham, Ramah, Ham, Sheba, 2 Shebas, Ham, Shem, Joktan, Shem, all of that. Then you also have like a little green area where it's like just by itself. Then you have Assyria and all, Babylon, Shinar, Iraq. That's all Ham territory. Then you have Elam, Shem, Asher. You know, so we already know that the sons of Ham are black. But we already know that region period was just all Negro. So there's no question that, we could just stop right here. But we're going to keep going so that way we can show that the Most High does not hate Africa. Not only is this region right here where you see Shem at, African controlled territory, but it's also Africa. So let's get that. Let's get Genesis 9:18 through 19. Let's get that. Now give me a second. Salakia, y'all. Here we go. And the sons of Noah that went forth of the ark were Shem and Ham and Japheth, and Ham is the father of Canaan. These are the three sons of Noah, and of them was the whole earth overspread. So the earth was repopulated through Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Let's see. What does Ham mean according to the Easton's Bible Dictionary? Let's see. What does that mean? Let's see. What does it say? It says this. Ham, warm, hot, and hence the south. Also an Egyptian word meaning black. An Egyptian word meaning black. But let's go down. Let's keep continuing because we're gonna prove something right quick. One of the most important facts recorded in Genesis 10 is the foundation of the earliest monarchy in Babylonia by Nimrod, the grandson of Ham, which is a Cushite. The primitive Babylonian empire was thus Hamitic and of a cognate race with the primitive inhabitants of Arabia and Ethiopia. Cognate means that they were coincide. They would look the same. And the race of Ham were the most energetic of all descendants of Noah in the earliest times of post-Diluvian world. So if that whole area that we just saw on that map was established by Nimrod, and you have Shemites there, and then this land was meant for people with dark skin, what color do you think the Shemites were? They were dark skinned. Simple as that. And if Babylon was Cushitic and the Israelites went into Babylon, that means they were black coming in and black coming out, just like the other nations like Edom, Moab, no goddamn white man and no damn Chinese man. Unbelievable. I'll excuse the raunchiness, but I'm gonna do that to get the point across to these people. Let's get it. And another thing for you Eurocentrists out there, the Most High did not curse Ham, he cursed Canaan. It was just a curse on Canaan, not Ham. Let's get that, bro. Genesis 9:25. And he said, cursed be Canaan, a servant of servants shall he be unto his brethren. And he said, blessed be Yahuwah Elohim of Shem, and Canaan shall be his servant. Why did the Most High curse Ham? Let's go back up to verse 20, and we're going to read all up to verse 24. And Noah began to be a husbandman, and he planted a vineyard. And he drank of the wine and was drunken, and he was uncovered within his tent. And Ham, the father of Canaan, saw the nakedness of his father, and told his two brethren without. And Shem and Japheth took a garment and laid it upon both their shoulders, and went backward, and covered the nakedness of their father. And their faces were backward, and they saw not their father's nakedness. And Noah woke from his wine and knew what his younger son had done unto him. So Ham uncovered his father's nakedness, which caused a curse on his son. It had nothing to do with a curse on him, all the Hamites. It had everything to do with the curse on Canaan. Simple as that. All right. Let's go to the Bible Compact Dictionary to let y'all know that the Negroes don't come from Ham, since you Eurocentrists and you self-hating Christian Negroes want to believe this BS. Let's get this, man. This is off of Brother Dante Fortson's website. Shout out to Brother Dante Fortson. This is Black History in the Bible, but this is the exact excerpt from the dictionary. If you don't believe me, go get a Bible Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary yourself, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Let's get this. Ham, the youngest son of Noah, probably born about 96 years before the flood, and one of 8 persons to live through the flood. He became the progenitor of the dark races, not the Negroes, but the Egyptians, the Ethiopians, the Libyans, and the Canaanites. There, that's that. All right. And since the Most High is Africans, let's see what he did in Genesis 10, for everyone who can agree that the sons of Ham are Africans. Let's see, what did he do for the Africans? Let's see. And the sons of Ham, Cush, Mizraim, and Put, and Canaan. And the sons of Cush, Seba, Havilah, Sapta, Ramah, Sabdeka. And the sons of Ramah, Sheba, Dedan. And Cush begat Nimrod. He began to be a mighty one in the earth. And he was a mighty hunter before Yahuwah. Wherefore it is said, even as Nimrod the mighty hunter before Yahuwah. And the beginning of his kingdom was Babel, that's Babylon, Iraq, Akkad, that's Akkadia, Calneh, and the land of Shinar. Now let's get what Shinar said. What does Shinar mean? What is Shinar? Shinar, excuse me, y'all. That's the sound of my phone charging. What is Shinar? That is the biblical land where Abraham is at. Sumer. Oh my goodness, this is sad. Oh, excuse me, y'all. That sound. Oh, excuse me. What is Shinar? Let's see. The Sumerians called themselves the black-headed people in their land in cuneiform script. And their land in cuneiform script was simply the land or the land of the black-headed people. And in the biblical book of Genesis, Sumer is known as Shinar. So they're telling you exactly what they are off the rip. They are the black-headed people. And no, it's not talking about a form of acne. It's not talking about black hair. It's talking about black skin. Okay? Because there are historians out there that agree that the Sumerians in the whole land of Shinar was Negro. And the fact that Nimrod was a Cushite and all these nations around him were Cushites. All these nations around him were there. Obviously, they had to be dark-skinned too. Nimrod was not the only person walking around in the land of Shinar that's just dark-skinned. Doesn't make sense, okay? Let's keep going in Genesis 10. Out of that land went forth Asher, that's the father of the Assyrians, and builded Nineveh, and the city Rehoboth, and Calah. Let's see what Asher means. Shout out to Brother Judah Awakens for this source right here. What does Asher mean? Let's see. Y'all excuse me, family. It's going to take me a minute. But I definitely have these sources. Should be in the screenshots. Y'all excuse me, family. That's the Jews. Ooh, y'all excuse me, y'all. You know what? Hold on. Hey, give me a second. Here we go. Asher from the Old Testament scriptures. Okay, what does it say? The proper name of the Old Testament scriptures. It says Asher, blackness, black. So Asher means black. So the son of Shem, who was Asher, the father of the Assyrians, it meant black. So that means his descendants were black. The name points to his skin color. So he's black. Let's get that. Let's get here we go. And let's go to verse 13. And Mizraim begat Ludim, Ananim, Lahabim, Naphtutim, Pathrusim, Kalushim, out of who came Philistine and Caphratim. So out of Cathlusim came the Philistines, but out of Pathrusim, which I find it funny how people still believe that Egyptians look like Europeans after reading this, because And even after looking at this in the concordance, we'll be at Genesis what? 10:14. Let's get Genesis 10 and 14 in the concordance. Let's see what Pathrusim means. Fudge. Pathrusites, in the Pathrusites. Let's get a Strong's. Who are the Pathrusites? Pathrusites, that is the region of the south, the inhabitants of Pathros. What is Pathros? A tribe, a descendant of Mizraim, which inhabited South Egypt. Let's look up the southern Egyptians. Let's see what the southern Egyptians look like. And this is something that I can agree with our brothers and sisters who study Kemet on, is that the northern Egyptians, for some reason, speak Arabic and they look like Europeans. But the southern Egyptians speak the real Egyptian language and look like the rest of the people in the continent of Africa. You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious? All right, y'all. Let me stop. South Egyptians. Let's look up South Egyptians, y'all. All right, y'all. And it's in Africa, but it says the official. But and the thing about it is, if those are the real Egyptians, how come? And look, if you look up South Egyptians, they look just like Negroes, man. Come on, man. They black. Look at that. They black people. South Egyptians, they dark-skinned people, bro. Of course, you know they want to throw you off with all these pictures of these Europeans, but they keep saying Coptic Egyptians when these Coptic Egyptians are goddamn, these so-called Coptic Egyptians, they live in North Egypt. They live in Lower Egypt, which is North Egypt, not South Egypt. Did you see Pathros? That's all black people. Look at that. You know what I'm saying? And the thing about it is, you know, how the hell is Mizraim black? I mean, how the hell is Mizraim European looking while his brother Cush was dark skinned? And even if Mizraim was not dark skinned, he was just void of melanin, which just made him albino, or void of pigment, which made him albino. So how could Mizraim have black children and he's not black? Doesn't make sense. If the Most High hated Africans, he wouldn't have created all these African looking people, bro. Simple as that. And he wouldn't have his chosen children look like Africans. Let's get that, we already got Havilah and Sheba out of Ham. Let's get it from Shem. Let's see, Genesis 10 and 29, you have Ophir, Havilah. Genesis 10 and 28, you have Obal, Abimael, and Sheba. So as you can see, Havilah and Sheba from both Shem and Ham dwell in the same land. So they both were the same skin color. Matter of fact, let's get Jubilees 8 and 30. Because Jubilees 8 and 30 breaks it down to the science better than what I could ever break it down to. And I also break that down. It's also broken down in my book too. That's coming out. We Can't Conclude. I'm still working on that, y'all. Don't worry. Brother Shamar gonna come through the spirit and the power of Yahuwah, Bahashem Yahushua. Let's get this, man. Genesis 8 and 30. But it is cold. That's talking about the land of Japheth in the previous verse. And the land of Ham is hot. And the land of Shem is neither hot nor cold, but it is of blended cold and heat. So us going into Hamite territory, wouldn't that mean, since the land of Ham is hot, that means it's meant for dark skin? That means only people with dark skin tend to dwell there. Since we went into Babylon as Hamite territory, since our people have been scattered, our people were in slavery in Egypt, that's Hamite territory. And I believe, and then you also have some parts of Assyria, which is Hamite territory, because the Cushites, Babylonians were there too. That's Hamite territory. So if all that's Hamite territory, and we also have Israelites who went into Ethiopia, if that's all Hamite territory, wouldn't that mean that the Shemites have dark skin too? Since the Most High hates Africans so damn much. Come on, man. The first established kingdom ever in history was by an African, by a Cushite. Come on, man. Y'all got to do better than that, man. You know, well, Nimrod was wicked. Okay, it don't matter. He still gave him, he still let him establish the whole Garden of Eden. You know what I'm saying? So, in the beginning, according to the Book of Jasher, he was righteous at first. Nimrod was righteous at first. Now let's get this article that I got. Shout out to brother Connie. Let's get this right here. It says this: how white were the Israelites? Facial reconstruction may be surprising. Israeli anthropologist claims that the subjects of the kingdom of Judea looked more like black Africans. Now, this is an article from November 14th, 2008. Now, in 2008, I was like, I don't know, 11 years old. So I didn't know anything about Jews being black, Yahusha being black. I didn't know nothing about this stuff, bro. I didn't know nothing about this stuff. You know what I'm saying? So he said that the Judeans look more like black Africans. So why in the world would the Most High create us to look more like black Africans if he hated Africans so much? Don't you think he would have made us look more like something else, like another nation out there, if he hated Africans so much? Come on, man. It's ridiculous. Let's get Genesis 11, 1 through 2. We already know the land of Shinar means the land of blackheads. So let's get it. And the whole earth was of one language and of one speech. And it came to pass as they journeyed from the east that they found a plain in the land of Shinar and dwelt there. So the whole earth, let's talk about Shemites, Hamites, and Japhites. So in the beginning, Europeans were black, Africans were black, and Asiatics were black. So Shem, Ham, and Japheth, all black. You know what I'm saying? At that time. So I've already showed you guys that. So, and according to Genesis 11 and 26, no, Genesis 11 and 28, Abraham was in the land of Ur of the Chaldees. So what does that mean, bro? That means that they were in the Ur of Chaldees is the third dynasty of Shinar. So that means that Abraham was a black man. Abraham, mighty black prince. Let's get the Hebrew heritage of Black Africa, and this was written by a European Jew or a European convert and historian. You know what I'm saying? And it's also collabed with a brother from a brother named Moses Farah. But as you can see, Babylon is definitely the area where Abraham was born at was definitely full of black people. Let's get I think page 89 is where it's at. Yeah, here we go. Let's see what Abraham actually means. It says this: born Abram, exalted father, in circa 2056 BCE in Ur, Babylonia, Ur of the Chaldees in parenthesis, or Ur, and his father's name was Terah. This country was settled by Nimrod, the son of Cush, grandson of Noah, in circa 2218 BCE. The land of Cush was to be renamed Ethiopia, many centuries later by the Greeks. And Abraham, the Babylonian, was therefore born in a land inhabited totally by black people whom he resembled. There was another part. Oh boy. Y'all excuse me. It points to his name. It's like a black presence in his name to prove that he's black. Ooh, y'all excuse me. Trying to find it, y'all. All right. Oh my God. Can't find it. It's probably on like page 61. Is it? Fudge. Y'all excuse me, y'all. Trying to find it where it says something about Mighty Black Prince. Here we go. Page 107. It says, Abraham, the friend of Elohim. That Abraham was of Shemitic and Hamitic origin, descended from a Shemite Terah born in Babylonia, a country settled by the Hamitic Nimrod, and assigned by God the letters Ham at the end of his name, which signifies a Hamitic connection, or signifies a black connection. And it says, yeah, so Abraham was a black man. Abraham, mighty black prince, actually means just that, mighty black prince, black father of all nations. So his name literally points to his skin color. All right. Sorry for taking so long with that source, y'all. We're gonna get another source from a European. His name was Godfrey Higgins. This is out of an inquiry into the origins of language, nations, and religions. This is what he says. He says this. He says, arising from an acquaintance with the Negro character, I admit with that difficulty the theory of all early astronomical knowledge of the Chaldees having been acquired or invented by this race, that the Chaldees were originally Negroes. So Abraham was originally a Negro. So the nation that Abraham came from were Negro. You know what I'm saying? Black looking people, man. And also, if the Most High hated Africans so much, why would he have his someone who was righteous with him go deeper into Africa? Let's get that. And Abraham went up out of Egypt, and he and his wife and all that he had, and Lot went with him into the south. So they went up out of Egypt, and they went south into Egypt. Now he could have went into Pathros, or he could have went into Sudan. Let's look into the map. Let's see where he went. Or he could have went to Nubia. We don't know. All we know is that he went deeper in Africa, and below Egypt is sub-Saharan Africa. Sub-Saharan Africa is literally 95% of the continent, man. It's literally 95% of the continent. So I don't see how that just, I don't know. I just don't see how people can't see that points to his skin color, like, you know, because there's no way in the world that Abraham was white going into sub-Saharan Africa in I'll say 2000 BC, I think. I guess you could say 2000 BC. There's no way possible, man, with no sunscreen. Oh no. White people can't even dwell without sunscreen in the American sun in 2022 AD. So ain't no way, boy. How they say, boy, ain't no way, boy. Ain't no way, boy. But let's get this African map right here. Let's see what it says. Of course, you got Egypt right there. And then what you got? You got the Sudan, bro. You got the Sudan. Y'all excuse me, sorry. That was a phone call. You got the Sudan. Then you have Eritrea, Ethiopia, Nubia. Come on, bro. That's right there, bro. That the Most High does not hate Africans, man, because he let one of his people who were righteous with him go into southern into Africa. Hold on, y'all, give me a second. Grace and peace, I'm back, y'all. Sorry I had to do something. All right, so where were we? Oh yeah, the map. As you can see, Abraham went south of Egypt. South of Egypt, Nubia, Sudan. Sub-Saharan Africa, where nothing but black people are. All right, let's go to the book of Habakkuk, chapter 3, verse 7. And then we're going to look into the concordance, but we're going to break something down. Habakkuk 3 and 7. There we go. Habakkuk 3 and 7, fam. What does it say? I saw the tents of Cushan in affliction, and the curtains of Midian did tremble. So basically what Habakkuk is saying, he looked towards the Cushites in affliction. Why in the world is he looking towards the land of the Cushites while he's in affliction? And why does he see the land of Midian tremble? Why is he looking? Why would a white man even look towards sub-Saharan Africa as a land to go to? He saw the tents of Cushan in affliction. Let's get that in the concordance right quick. Let's see what that says. While they were going through it, Habakkuk looked towards the places of Ethiopia, land of Cush. But in the concordance, it says this. It says Cushan, their blackness, a place in Arabia or Mesopotamia, site unknown. So they're saying, okay, so we know what it is, but at the same time, we don't know. We're not going to say that black people established Arabia and Mesopotamia, just like how we read earlier, dealing with Mesopotamia and Ethiopia and all that land of Shinar and all that stuff, Mesopotamia. You know, never mind that. But let's go. It's like they're telling you, but at the same time, they want to say that we don't know. But when you look into it, it says Cushan, a region of Arabia. The same as Cush. Interesting. So what in the world are Cushites doing in Saudi Arabia? In the you know, since the whole Middle East is so-called depicted as tan now, but in reality, it's black land. The original Arabs are black. We know this, and the original Mesopotamians are black. We just read this in history and in scripture, man. All right, so let's get Genesis chapter 17, verse 1 through 8. Genesis 17, Salakia, yes. Genesis 17. Let's get that. And when Abraham was 90 years old and 9, Yahuwah appeared to Abram and said unto him, I am the Almighty Elohim. Walk before me and be thou perfect. And let's get verse 8 or verse 7, Salakia, because we're going to skip. And I will establish my covenant between me and thee and thy seed after thee and their generations for an everlasting covenant to be a God unto thee and to thy seed forever. And I will give unto thee and to thy seed after thee the land wherein thou art a stranger, all the land of Canaan for an everlasting possession, and I will be their Elohim. So Yah said he would give them all the land of Canaan. So if he hated Africa, why in the world would he give someone who was perfect before him the land of Canaan, bro? Matter of fact, let's get that. Where is the land of Canaan at? We're going to look this up. Let's get it. Here we go. It says this. Canaan is the son of Ham, an African. The land he ruled was named after him as the land of Canaan. It is in northeastern Africa, not Europe. His descendants are named after him as the Canaanites in the Bible. So the Most High gave Abraham the land of Canaan as an inheritance. Now, anyone with common sense or who reads the Bible knows that Israel is the land of Canaan, and the land of Canaan is Israel. So northeast Africa is Canaan. There's that. Let's see. What else we got? Genesis. Genesis 26, 1 through 6. Let's get that. If the Most High hated Africans, why in the world is Isaac mistaken for this specific Hamite nation? Or why is he going to blend in amongst them? Here we go. And there was a famine in the land besides the first famine that was in the days of Abraham. And Isaac went into Abimelech, king of the Philistines, unto Gerar. And Yahudah appeared unto him and said, Go not down into Egypt. Dwell in the land which I shall tell of thee. Sojourn in this land, and I will be with thee. And I will bless thee, for unto thee and unto thy seed I will give all these countries, and I will perform thy oath, the oath which I swear unto Abraham thy father. And I will make thy seed to multiply as the stars of heaven, and I will give unto thee thy seed, and I will give unto thy seed all these countries. And thy seed shall all the nations be, and in thy seed shall all the nations be blessed, because that Abraham obeyed my voice and kept my charge, my commandments, my statutes, and my laws. And Isaac dwelt in Gerar. Let's see. Where is Gerar? Let's go back to verse 1. And Isaac went unto Abimelech, king of the Philistines, unto Gerar, king of the Philistines. So he went into Philistine land. Now, we just read in Genesis 10 out of Mizraim, one of the Mizraimite descendants was the father of the Philistines. So the Philistines were Mizraimites. They were a branch of Egyptians. So if they're a branch of Egyptians or Mizraimites, and Isaac went into that land, he's Hamite territory. That means Isaac was a black man. If you look it up, Philistines were black, as a matter of fact. So Philistines, all Negroes. As you can see, depicted as black people. Let's see what else. Let's go to Genesis chapter 16, and we're going to talk about Ishmael. So I'll get Genesis chapter 28 first, then we're going to talk about Ishmael. Here we go. And Isaac called Jacob and blessed him and charged him and said unto him, Thou shalt not take a wife of the daughters of Canaan. Arise and go to Padan Aram, to the house of Bethuel thy mother's father, and take thee a wife from thence of the daughters of Laban thy mother's brother. All right. We already know Syria's in Africa anyway. Let's go to verse 9. It says, Then went Esau unto Ishmael and took unto the wives which he had Malahath, the daughter of Ishmael's Abraham's son, and the sister of Nebajoth, to be his wife. And we're going to go to Genesis chapter 16, verse 1. Here we go. Now Sarah, Abram's wife, bare him no children, and she had an handmaid, an Egyptian whose name was Hagar, an African woman whose name was Hagar. Now, let's go down to Let's skip all the way to verse 11, and it says this. And the angel of Yahuwah said unto her, Behold, thou art with child, and shalt bear a son, and shalt call his name Ishmael, because the Yahuwah hath heard thy affliction. And he will be a wild man, and his hand will be against every man, and every man's hand against him. And he shall dwell in the presence of all his brethren. And she called the name of Yahuwah that spake unto her, Thou Elohim seest me. For she said, Have I also looked after him that seeth me? Wherefore the well was called Bir Lahai. Behold, it is between Kadesh and Bered. And Hagar bare Abram a son, and Abram called his son's name, which Hagar bare Ishmael. And Abram was 86 old when Hagar bare Ishmael, Abraham. So Ishmael, who's supposedly a father of a branch of Arabs, had a Hamite mother and a Shemite dad. So he had a black mom and a black dad. So the Egyptian woman was his mother, African woman. So there are Arabs out there with Hamitic blood in them. That's why we have Hamitic Arabs. All right, so let's get Genesis 21:12 through 21. We're going to talk about how Ishmael got an Egyptian wife. Y'all excuse me, y'all. And Elohim said unto Abram, Let it not be grievous in thy sight because of the lad, and because of the bondwoman, and all that Sarah hath said unto thee. Hearken unto her voice, for in Isaac shall thy seed be called. And also the nation of the bondwoman will I make a nation, because he is thy seed. And Abram rose up early in the morning, and took bread and a bottle of water, and gave it unto Hagar, putting it on her shoulder, and the child, and sent her away. And she departed, and she wandered in the wilderness of Beersheba. All right. Here we go. Let's skip to verse 21. And he dwelt in the wilderness of Paran, and his mother took him a wife out of the land of Egypt. So he got a wife out of the land of Egypt. So he had a Mizraimite wife. He had an Egyptian wife. Ishmael had an Egyptian wife. Interesting. If the Most High hated Africans, he wouldn't have blessed Ishmael and then gave him an African wife. He wouldn't have blessed Abraham and gave him an African wife. Matter of fact, Sarah was African too, but so was Hagar. They both were African women. If he hated Africans so much, why would he create them? Why is everybody that's a prominent figure in the Bible of African descent? Everybody's from Africa. You know what I'm saying? Let's get Genesis 31, 1 through 2, and then skip to verse 18. All right. Let's get it. And he heard the words of the bond's son, saying, Jacob hath taken away all that was our father's, and of that which was our father's hath he gotten all this glory. And Jacob beheld the countenance of Laban, and behold, it was not toward him as before. So let's get Genesis, let's get verse 18 right quick. And it says this, And he carried away all his cattle and all his goods which he had gotten, and the cattle of his getting which he had gotten in Padan Aram to go to Isaac his father in the land of Canaan. So he left one part of Africa, which is Syria, to go down to the land of Canaan, which is Israel. That's African-controlled territory. So Isaac is in the land of Canaan. The hell is Isaac doing in the land of Canaan if Isaac ain't black? What is he doing amongst black people if he ain't black? Come on, man. Let's see what else we got. Genesis 36, 1 through 8. Let's get that. And they're talking about Esau. And Esau was in Africa too. For y'all who think Esau the white man, I already told y'all I'm not speaking on this topic no more, but I'm just keeping it real. If Esau was the white man, what in the hell is he doing in the land of Canaan, in the land of Africa, in the land of Israel, which is hot as hell and will burn a white person to death if they ain't got no sunscreen? You can see they got the second highest skin cancer rate now. If Esau and his descendants were white, what in the hell is he doing in the land of Canaan or Israel? Get the heck out of my face with that BS, man. Now these are the generations of Esau, who was Edom. Esau took his wives, the daughters of Canaan, that's African women. Adah, the daughter of Elon Hittite, that's African woman. Aholibamah, the daughter of Anah, the daughter of Zibeon the Hivite, that's an African woman. Bashemath, Ishmael's daughter, real Arabs are black, that's an African woman. Adah bare Esau Eliphaz. And here we go. The verse 5. And Aholibamah bare Jeush and Jalam and Korah. These are the sons of Esau which were born unto him in the land of Canaan. In the land of Canaan, land of Africa. Esau took his wives and his sons and his daughters and all the persons of his house and his cattle and all his beasts and all his substance which he had got in the land of Canaan, and went into the country from the face of his brother Jacob. For the riches were more than that they might dwell together, and the land wherein they were strangers could not bear them because of their cattle. Thus Esau dwelt in Mount Seir. Esau is Edom. Saudi Arabia is in Africa. Mount Seir is in Arabia. Esau is not hated because he was an African. But you know, of course, camps to probably see this video and try to twist my words. See, the Most High gave Esau Africa. Therefore, the Most High hates Africans because he hates Esau and this and that. It's ridiculous, bro. It's ridiculous, but it's true, man. The Most High does not hate Africans. Saudi Arabia is in Northeast Africa, man. Let's get that. Let's get Genesis 37-36. Dealing with Uncle Joseph, or forefather Joseph. I don't know what tribe I'm from, but I will revere him as my father, my forefather, most definitely. All right, let's get it. Genesis 37-36. And the Midianites sold him into Egypt unto Potiphar, an officer of Pharaoh's and captains of the guards. So what in the world is Joseph doing going into Africa if the Most High hates Africa? And they'll take this out of context and be like, well, he sold him into slavery in Africa, and the Most High that means the Most High hates Africa. No. Let's get these precepts and these witnesses to show you that he does not hate Africa. Let's get it. Genesis 39, verse 20-23. Let's get it. Let's get it. And Joseph's master took him and put him into prison, a place where the king's prisons were bound, and he was there in prison. But Yahudah was with Joseph and showed him mercy and gave him favor in the sight of the keeper of prison. And the keeper of the prison committed to Joseph's hand all the prisoners that were in the prison, and whatsoever they did, he was the doer of it. And the keeper of the prison looked not to anything that was under his hand, because Yahudah was with him. That which he did prosper, and Yahudah made it to prosper. So the Most High was with Joseph while he was in Egypt. Nothing bad happened to Joseph while he was in Egypt other than the woman framing him for supposedly committing adultery or saying that she raped him. Saying that he raped her. So if the Most High hates Africans, what in the world is he doing being with somebody in Africa? Come on, man. It's ridiculous. Another African got sold into another part in Africa. But yet the Most High hates Africa. The Most High was with Joseph in Egypt. Come on, man. It's ridiculous, man. Let's get Genesis 41:39-45. And yes, I'm going in order. I'm showing you that the Most High does not hate Africa, regardless of what scriptures you pull out. And there are no scriptures you can pull out to prove that the Most High hates Africa at all. It's ridiculous. The self-hate that y'all teach in those camps is ridiculous, man. You call a black person that's too dark a Hamite because they're too dark-skinned, but you'll revere someone who looks like Jessica Alba because she's light-skinned. And, Confucius' face is Ak. She might be Israel Ak. You never know. It's nothing but enough more love for your oppressor, and you trying to cover it up, trying to say that they ain't the truth. Kiss me ras, man. Let's get it. And Pharaoh said unto Joseph, For as much as Elohim hath shown all thee this, there is none so discreet and wise as thou art. So as you can see, the Pharaoh saw that Joseph was wiser than everybody in Egypt. Come on, man. Thou shalt be over my house, and according to thy word shall all my people be ruled. Only in the throne will I be greater than thou. So as you can see, Joseph was second in command in Egypt under Pharaoh. Come on now, he gave him rulership. So the only person that didn't listen to him was him. And Pharaoh said unto Joseph, See, I have set thee over all the land of Egypt. And Pharaoh took off his ring from his hand and put it on Joseph's hand, and arrayed him in the vestures of fine linen, and put a gold chain about his neck. And he made him to ride in the second chariot which he had. And they cried before him, Bow the knee. And he made him ruler over all the land of Egypt. And Pharaoh said unto Joseph, I am Pharaoh, and without thee shall no man lift up his hand or foot in the land of Egypt. And Pharaoh called Joseph's name Zaphanath-Paneah, and he gave him to wife Asenath, the daughter of Potiphar, a priest of On. And Joseph went out over all the land of Egypt. So let's see. YAH made Pharaoh give Joseph rulership in Egypt. Yet YAH hates Africa. Not to mention, bro got an Egyptian wife, Pharaoh's daughter Asenath. Come on, bro. Let's get it. Genesis 41, 50 through 52. Does the Most High really hate Africans, or do you hate Africans? Come on. And unto Joseph were born 2 sons before the years of famine came, which Asenath, the daughter of Potiphar, priest of On, bare unto him. So Asenath, an African woman, gave birth to Joseph's children, and Joseph called the name of the firstborn Manasseh, an African child, part African, or fully African, for that matter. For Elohim said, He hath made me forget all my toil and all my father's house. And the name of the second he called Ephraim, for Elohim hath caused me to be fruitful in the land of my affliction. So that's 2 children that he bore from an African woman. Yet the Most High hates Africans. And these 2 are patriarchs of tribes of Israel, really the house of Joseph. So the house of Joseph got African blood in them. Regardless if you want to accept Israel as Africa or not, they African regardless. You know what I'm saying? And now the house of Joseph, according to history and scripture, they're all in Africa. Deeper in Africa, sub-Saharan Africa, man. But not Ephraim over there in Nigeria. And the sons of Manasseh over there in Ethiopia. Come on, man. Then you got some Ephraim over there in Kenya. And in the Sudan. So, what we getting at, man? If the Most High hates Africa so much, let's get it. Genesis 42, 1 through 8. Now when Jacob saw that there was corn in Egypt, Jacob said unto his sons, Why do ye look upon one another? And he said, Behold, I have heard that there is corn in Egypt. Get you down thither, and buy for us from thence, that we may live and not die. And Joseph's 10 brethren went down to buy corn in Egypt. But Benjamin, Joseph's brother, sent not with his brethren, for he said, Lest peradventure mischief befall him. And let's get it. Let's go down. And Joseph saw his brethren, and he knew them. But he made himself strange unto them, and spake roughly unto them, and said unto them, Whence come ye? And they said, From the land of Canaan to buy food. And Joseph knew his brethren, but they knew him not. So Joseph knew who they were, but they mistook him for an African, an Egyptian, an African. Interesting. Why in the world would the Most High hate Africans yet make his chosen people look like Africans? Make it make sense. All I gotta say is that if I was YAH, or if I was anybody, and I hated a specific race of people, I would not mate with a race of people so that way my children could come out looking like that race of people. Ain't no way, boy. Ain't no way. Come on, man. Let's not forget Moses in Exodus 2 was mistaken for an Egyptian. Paul in Acts 21 was mistaken for an Egyptian. Yahushua in Matthew 2 was mistaken for an Egyptian. You know what I'm saying? I ain't even got to bring it out. And then I done already gave you the references. If you don't believe me, read the whole chapters. Or I'll just tell you right now. Exodus 2:14 through 19, Acts 21:36 through 39, Matthew 2:13. Go read it. Let's get it. Egypt. Genesis 45 and 8. Here we go. So now, it was not you that sent me hither, but Elohim. And he hath made a father to Pharaoh, and Yahuwah all of his house, and a ruler throughout all the land of Egypt. So, let's see what Diodorus Siculus has to say about all the rulers of Egypt. And this is going to be from the meme that I made on Instagram. I have the source, and this is the source right here. I'll give me a second, Israel. Diodorus Siculus. And Diodorus Siculus, boy, he kept it real dealing with the color of the Egyptians and the Ethiopians. But only even a dumbass knows the Ethiopians are black. Come on, man. But not many people know that the Ethiopians and the Egyptians consider themselves brothers. It's the Somalians who like to say that the Ethiopians and the Egyptians aren't brothers and they don't look alike. When in reality, that's not true at all. Here we go. This is out of Volume 2, the Library of History, page 95, Book 3. For instance, the belief that their kings are gods, the very special attention which they pay to their burials, and many other matters of a similar nature are Ethiopian practices, while the shapes of their statues and the forms of their letters are Ethiopian. So as you can see, the Egyptians' culture is of Ethiopian origin, and their kings, or the Egyptian statues that they made of their kings, are of Ethiopian origin. So if Joseph was a king in Egypt, that means that Joseph looked like not only an Egyptian, but an Ethiopian. Two nations of Africans, black Africans, who camps claim that the Most High hate. Ain't that a trip? He said he hates Africans. Y'all give me a second. Let me get before we get the rest of these scriptures in Genesis, let's get Isaiah 19, 24 through 25. Let's get it, bro. What's it say? And in that day shall Israel be third with Egypt and with Assyria. Those are two countries in Africa, even with a blessing in the land, in the midst of the land, whom Yahuwah of hosts shall bless, or Yahuwah Sabaoth shall bless, saying, Blessed be Egypt, my people, Assyria, the work of my hands, and Israel, my inheritance. 3 African nations, 3 black nations, the Most High is blessing and giving blessings to. He called Egypt his people. He called Assyria the work of his hands, and Israel his inheritance. Interesting. And they love to say that Assyria and Babylon is Shemitic land, yet the book of Micah says otherwise. Let's get the book of Micah. Coffee. No, I'm just kidding. The book of Micah, chapter 5, verse 6. And they shall waste the land of Assyria with the sword, in the land of Nimrod, and the entrances thereof. Thus he shall deliver us from the Assyrian, which he cometh into our border, and when he treadeth within our borders. Now let's see what Assyrian means let's see what Micah 5 and 6 says in the concordance, though. Y'all excuse me. Oh boy. Oh, excuse me. Boy, I tell you, boy, technology, for it to be so smart, it just moves so dumb sometimes. Let's get it in the Strong's Concordance. What does Micah 5 and 6 say? Let's see, the land of Nimrod, rebellion. Let's see, the son of Cush, the grandson of Ham, great-grandson of Noah, a mighty hunter. He established an empire in the area of Babylon and Assyria. So Assyria is the land of Nimrod. And Babylon is the land of Nimrod. Come on, man. There's that. Y'all can't deny that. You can't. You can deny it even if I didn't pull out the concordance. The scriptures make it clear that Nimrod established Asher, man. In the Torah, it says that, man. Come on, man. Let's get Genesis 46 and 2. Let's see what the Most High told Jacob. What is he going to do with his seed? Let's see what he says. Let's go down to Genesis 46, Genesis 1 through 3. It says this. And Israel took his journey with all that he had and came to Beersheba and offered sacrifices unto the Elohim of his father Isaac. And Elohim spake unto Israel in the vision of the night and said, Jacob, Jacob. He said, Here am I. And he said, I am Elohim, the Elohim of thy father. Fear not to go down into Egypt, for I will there make of thee a great nation. And I will go down with thee into Egypt, and I will also surely bring up thee again. And Joseph shall put his hand upon thine eyes. So you mean to tell me that Jacob was told that he's going to go to Egypt and that his people are going to be made a nation in Egypt, Africa? Are you kidding me? You have to seriously ignore scriptures or not study and have to dick ride an elder with a lot of clout to believe that the Most High hates Africa. After reading that scripture, we became a dang nation in Egypt, bro. Africa. But yet the Most High hates Africa and Africans. Why couldn't we become a nation in Europe or a nation in Asia or a nation in America or a nation in Australia? But instead we became a nation in Africa. Because the Bible in the Old Testament times, minus the fact of the Greeks in captivity, the Bible does not take place anywhere else outside of Africa. It barely takes place in Europe. You got Greece. That's it. You can't really say Rome because the Romans colonized Jerusalem. They were there. We were kept captives in Rome, Italy, after all the biblical books were written. So we were in Roman captivity in history, but not biblically. That makes sense. There's that. Let's get Genesis 15 and 8. What is the Most High? No. Matter of fact, before we get Genesis 15 and 8, let's get let's get Exodus 1 and 7. Let's see if that actually comes to pass about us becoming a nation in Africa. Exodus 1 and 7, it says this, Exodus 1 and 1, skip to verse 7. And now these are the names of the children of Israel which came into Egypt, and every man in his household came with Jacob. And the children of Israel were fruitful and increased abundantly and multiplied and waxed exceeding mighty, and the land was filled with them. Wait, let's read that again. It says, now these are the names of the children of Israel which came into Egypt. Every man in his household came with Jacob. Verse 7. And the children of Israel were fruitful and increased abundantly and multiplied and waxed exceedingly mighty. And the land, talking about Egypt, was filled with them. Egypt was filled with Israelites. They became a nation in Egypt. So since the Israelites didn't have many women, who do you think they made it with? They made it with the Hamites there. They made it with the Canaanites. They made it with the Cushites. They made it with the Mizraimites there. Black women. Because Joseph made it with an Egyptian woman and had Israelite children. They were becoming a nation in Egypt already before Jacob even went there. And yes, I'm cutting y'all just using basically like 2 or 3 books in the Bible. You know, you got to use every book, and I'm just going to cut y'all just using Genesis, Exodus, and somewhat of the other books. Yeah. I don't mean to sound arrogant, but these camps are ridiculous, man. You gotta use these scripts to cut them, man. You gotta study for yourself, so that way these Negroes will know. Yeah, man. All right, man. Let's get Isaiah 19 and 18 right quick. That's something I forgot to get while I was in the book of Isaiah. Just all over the place, y'all. But guess what? I'm cutting them. Bet y'all don't believe y'all hate Africa now. If you don't believe it after watching this video, you, my friend, are an idiot, and you are ignoring scripture, and you are just you need to burn. I'm being real. And in that day shall 5 cities in the land of Egypt speak the language of Canaan. So 5 cities in the land of Africa shall speak African languages and swear to the Yahuwah of Sebaoth. One shall be called the city of destruction. But you got Egyptians that's going to be speaking the language of Canaan. They're going to be speaking Hebrew. So you got Africans who are going to be speaking Hebrew? What? Sounds familiar, don't it? So there's that. Israel. Let's see what else we got here. Got a lot more scriptures to come out with. Let's see. Oh yeah, Genesis 15 and 18, man. Goodness gracious alive. Y'all excuse me, I'm a little tired, but that's why I yawned a little earlier. But y'all excuse me, man. Genesis 15 and 18, this is the Most High speaking to Abraham. He said, in that same day, Yahuwah made a covenant with Abram, saying, unto thy seed have I given this land, from the river of Egypt, that's the river Nile, unto the great river Euphrates. So from the river of Egypt, Africa, to Assyria, Africa, is the land that the Most High gave him. So y'all see that little land of Israel y'all see on the map today? That's not biblical Israel. But Genesis 15 and 18 makes it clear that this is the biblical Israel. Okay? And guess what? Guess who's in the land in the next 3 verses? Look who's in the land. The Kenites, the Kizanites, the Cadmonites, the Hittites, the Perizzites, the Rephraims, the Amorites, the Canaanites, the Girgashites, and the Jebusites. Hamite nations. Black nations. So there's that. You already know what it is. So, what else we got? Oh yeah, this is a clear cut to these Eurocentrics who like to say, oh, well, Egypt is the Genesis 15:13 prophecy. Let's get Genesis 45. What is it? Genesis 45? 9 through 11 right quick. All right, let's get it. Haste ye, go up to my father and say unto him, thus saith Yahuwah, thus saith thy son Joseph, Elohim hath made me master of all Mizraim. Come down unto me, and thou shalt dwell in the land of Goshen, and thou shalt be near unto me, thou and thy children, and thy children's children, and thou flocks and thy herds, and all that thou hast. And there I will nourish thee, for yet there are 5 years of famine, lest thou and thy household and all that thou hast come to poverty. So the land of Goshen is our land. That's past the river Nile. That's past the river of Egypt right there. So, you know, the Most High gave us Egypt gave us part of Egypt as an inheritance anyway. So what are people talking about, man? So, so that's a clear cut. We dwelt in Egypt, which is our land. Come on, man. That doesn't even fill it. Okay? When the Most High said 400 years, he didn't mean 430. He didn't mean 415. He didn't mean 475, 392. He meant 400 years. I just find it funny how the Most High said after 400 years, it's 1619 and 2019. After 2019, the world ain't been the same. All these shutdowns, this virus, all this truth coming out, all these people getting cut off by the Most High. I just find that funny. How we ain't seen not an ounce of peace since 2019. Really, after the Popeye chicken sandwich, that's when judgment began. And that was after August, 21st, 2019? So, are we really wrong about what we're saying? No. It's just that these heathens and these coon-ass Negroes who can't let go of America's delusions, they can't accept the fact that prophecy's coming to pass. It's just as simple as that. Simple as that, man. Let's see. What else we got? Genesis 50 and 8. And yes, I'm cutting y'all just using the book of Genesis. Ain't that a trip? I have been in Genesis the majority of this lesson. And everything that y'all been saying is just dead wrong, man. Let's get it. Genesis 50 and 8. All the house of Joseph and his brethren and his father's house, and only their little ones, and their flocks and their herds, they left in the land of Goshen. And there went up with him both chariots and horsemen. And it was very great company. And they came to the threshing floor of Atad, which is beyond Jordan. And there they mourned with a great and very sore lamentation. And he made a mourning for his father 7 days. And when the inhabitants of the land, the Canaanites, saw the mourning in the floor of Atad, they said, "This is a grievous mourning to the Egyptians." So the Canaanites saw Joseph and his family go and bury Jacob, and they thought they were Egyptians. Wherefore the name of it was called Abram Mizraim, which is beyond Jordan. Ain't that a trip? So this is beyond Jordan. Wow. Yeah. So what else we got? Oh, yeah. Genesis 25 and 13 dealing with Ishmael's son. So we done already brought out all the history. We done already proved that these European scientists and archaeologists see that Israelites look like black Africans. Let's get Genesis 25 and 13. And this is dealing with Ishmael's son Kedar. And these are the names of the sons of Ishmael by their names according to their generations. Firstborn of Ishmael, Nabajoth, and Kedar, and Adbeel, and Mibsam. Let's get that. Let's see what Mibsam, well, let's see what Kedar means in the Hebrew, Strong's Concordance. Genesis 25 and 15. Let's see. All right, let's see. All right. Kedar, dark, son of Ishmael, descendants of Kedar. Let's see. Kedar, perhaps swarthy, son of Ishmael. Now let's see what swarthy means in the Merriam-Webster's dictionary. Because everybody loves to go to the Merriam-Webster's dictionary to prove things. Just like brother Alonzo Laron, he's a comedian on YouTube. Get a dictionary. That's what he be saying. Let's see what swarthy means according to the dictionary. Of a dark color, complexion, or cast. And it's not a tan European as they would like you to think. And if you go on my TikTok, you'll see how I broke down the definition of tan. It has nothing to do with dark skin at all. It has nothing to do with anything. No one can be born tan. You can only gain a tan while being in the sun. Me, as black as I am, anybody who's ever seen me knows I can get a tan. But the definition of tan is really just yellowish brown. You know, dang yellowish brown. Crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's ridiculous. No one can be born tan. But swarthy, dark skin of a dark color. What this terminology is used to describe black people. Even that white preacher, I forgot his name. It wasn't Joel Osteen. I think it was Billy Graham. He said, but it must have been of a dark, he was talking about Yahushua. He was like, but it must have been of a dark color, like the people of his day. Talking about Yahushua. Nor was he black as some of you. You know, you got to make up your mind. Was he dark skinned or was he not dark skinned? You know what I'm saying? That don't make sense. Swarthy. As you can see, that's a scripture that points to somebody's skin color. They say the scriptures don't point to skin color, yet for some reason in Eurocentric theology, Japhet is European, Shem is tan, and Ham is black. If scriptures don't point to skin color, why in the world do we have theologians, Eurocentric racist theologians saying stuff like this? Obviously, there's an agenda that they're trying to push, and it's not righteous, and they're going to be recompensed for it. Okay, let's get Genesis 46 and 23, and I find this kind of funny. How well, not funny. I find this kind of like very intriguing. How Dan's son actually has a name that points to skin color, and the sons of Dan, Hushim. So the only son of Dan, his name is Hushim. Let's see what Hushim means in the Strong's Concordance. Let's get that. Genesis 46 and 23. Oh boy. Not again. What technology? Oh, just act retarded. Retarded. Y'all excuse me. Oh. It's supposed to be in the Strongs though. Hushim. Let's see. Proper name, feminine noun. Kushim. Let's see. See Hebrew Cush. Chush. Oh. Kushim. Doesn't Kushim sound like, and it's pronounced Kushim. Doesn't Kushim kind of sound like Kushim, Kush? So I find that very Kush. Sounds exactly like Kush. And it points to dark skin. Why in the world is Dan's son named Kush if he ain't dark skinned? That's strange. And they say definition of an Israelite woman. Dan had a son. Ain't nobody stupid. Y'all funny. Let's get that. We got any other scriptures that point to dark skin? Let's see, dealing with Keturah. Granddaddy Abraham's wife. We'll call her grandma. Hell. Shoot, she is our grandma. If anything, great grandma. We'll call her great grandmama Keturah. Thick smoke. We already know thick smoke is very dark. So that means she grew up being very dark. Let's see. Her name was Keturah. Genesis 25 and 1. Let's go to the concordance. Let's see if it really means thick smoke. Since y'all think I'm making ish up. Let's get it. Now Abraham had taken another wife named Keturah. Ooh. La la la. incense. Let's see. Keturah. Same as Keturah. Thick smoke. Let's see. Keturah is the same as thick smoke. Let's look up a picture of thick smoke. Let's see what color thick smoke is. That means Abraham had a concubine that was dark skin. Darkness. Ain't nothing wrong with dark skin now. Don't get it twisted. Let's see. See what a thick smoke cloud look like. As you can see, a thick smoke cloud is black. That means Keturah must have been black, boy. And then you have another image right here where it's brown. You got a brown, thick smoke cloud. Keturah possibly might have been that color right there. Or she could have been black as the thick cloud smoke right here. You never know. Let's get Jeremiah. So we've already got everything else. Names that point to skin color. What we got? Psalm 7 and 1. Let's get Psalm 7 and 1. Let's get it. Shegion of David, which he sang unto Yahudah concerning the words of Cush the Benjamite. So Benjamite had a name that meant he was black. So we had a Benjamite that's black. That means all of the tribe of Benjamin and all of Israel was black. Ain't that a trip? But let's see what Cush actually means in the concordance for Psalm 7 and 1. People think I'm pulling stuff out. Cush. Let's see. Cush. Black. So black the Benjamite. Ah, man. Let's see. The land occupied by the descendants of Cush located around the southern parts of the now Ethiopia. Now, isn't that Egypt? So South Egyptians, regardless, or the southern inhabitants of Egypt is black regardless. So going back to what Abraham going south of Egypt, Abraham could have been amongst Ethiopians, or he could have been amongst Sudanians. Either way, he was amongst black people. So he had to been a black person. Let's get Zephaniah 1 and 1. Zephaniah 1 and 1. Let's see. This is the word of Yahudah that came to Zephaniah, the son of Cushi. Sounds just like Cushi, the son of Dan. Cushi or Ethiopian, their blackness. Zephaniah had a black dad, Cushi. Now, isn't Cushi, that's the same way that you spell it phonetically for Dan's son, ain't it? Cushi? Descendant of Cush. Interesting. So we got names that's pointing to skin color. All of this stuff. And for some reason, Cush, Ethiopia, Africa, Most High seems to have love for Africans if he is allowing his chosen people to be named after names that point to skin color of dark-skinned Africans. Ain't that a trip? Wow. Let's see, the Most High gave us the land of Canaan. Man, there's so many scriptures to prove that, man. But we're going to pull out specific ones. Yeah, let's get this right quick. Because everybody, for some reason, people just love to believe that the Most High hates Africans. Or he hates black people. Jehovah. Name ain't even Jehovah. His name is Yahuwah. Let's get it. Leviticus 18:3. After the doings of the land of Mizraim, Africa, wherein ye dwelt, shall ye not do. After the doings of the land of Canaan, Africa, whither I bring you, shall ye not do. Neither shall ye walk in their ordinances. So he's telling them, don't walk in the ways of these African nations. You're African, but don't walk in the ways of these African nations. Let's get Leviticus 25:38. Let's see why he hated these African nations in particular. It had nothing to do with them being black. Let's see. I am Yahuwah, your Elohim, which brought you forth out of the land of Egypt, to give you the land of Africa, or the land of Canaan, to be your God. Let's see. So we go in the land. Sorry. Go to Leviticus 18. Leviticus 18:27. This is why he hates these African nations. And if you read this whole chapter, you'll see this is the stuff that you're supposed to do, sexual immorality. So he said, for all these abominations have the men of the land done, which were before you, meaning the Canaanites and the Perizzites and all those 7 African nations. If you don't believe me, go check out Deuteronomy 7, which were before you, and the land is defiled. And the land that spew you not also when ye defiled it, as it spewed out the nations that were before you. There is that. So this is why he hates these nations, is because they did this stuff. They did all that abominations. And if you don't believe me that the Most High gave us the land of Canaan as an inheritance, let's see what David said in Psalms 135, verse 10 through 12. Psalms 135, verse 10 through 12. Whew, Lord. Let's see. Who smote great nations and slew mighty kings, Sihon, king of the Amorites, Hamite, Og, king of the Bashan, and all the kingdoms of Canaan, and gave their land for an inheritance unto Israel, his people. There's that. I don't know what else I can say to y'all for y'all to believe that the Most High does not hate Africa. Like I said, I pray that our brothers and sisters can understand and hear this and change the way that they think dealing with Africa, and realize this is a self-hate doctrine that these camps are teaching. In the mighty name of Yahushua HaMashiach, blessings, and may you all be edified who listen to this lesson. Shalom.